Welcome to Nerd News, where we read the news so you don't have to. Isn't that nice of us? We are just so gracious. Today is Friday, February the 16th, and there is a ton of news to talk about, so let's get into it. First up today, I want to talk to you guys about Bigfoot. That's right, Bigfoot. Now, maybe not 100% nerd topic, but sci-fi for sure. One California woman believes so strongly in the existence of Bigfoot that she is suing the state for their failure to recognize its official existence. Way back in 2016, Claudia Acker found herself in the woods in late March, and it was there that she claims that she saw a Bigfoot type thing up in trees. She said it was about 30 feet up, it looked like a man, but it was covered in hair and had deep, soulless black eyes. When she reported the event to the state park, they simply told her it's probably just a bear, but she knows what she saw. Then she teamed up with famous Bigfoot enthusiast Todd Standing, who has made a Bigfoot documentary, and they kind of did some stuff together. Well, now she's so ticked off at the fact that no one believes her that she is suing the state for failure to recognize the existence of Bigfoot. I mean, this lady says she knows what she saw. I think my favorite part of the story is when she went to the famous Bigfoot hunter Todd Standing, his response was, that seems unlikely because Bigfoot doesn't normally inhabit that area of California. They're normally in the Northwest area. I just thought that was hysterical that it's not that he didn't believe she saw Bigfoot, it's that he doesn't think that's where Bigfoot normally chills. What about you guys? What do you think? Is Bigfoot real, and should California be ashamed that they did not recognize it? And with that, we're gonna jump right into some movie news. First up, it's come out that Sony actually had an opportunity to purchase all of the rights to Marvel movie films for merely a fraction of what they're worth. Way back in 1998, fresh off of the heels of a bankruptcy at Marvel in the early 90s, Marvel went to Sony and said, hey, look, we want to sell you guys some movie rights. We think that Marvel movies could be a big hit. They offered them $25 million for the rights to every Marvel movie for infinity. And reports have come out that Sony responded and said, well, we just really don't think that Marvel movies will ever sell. No one will ever go to them outside of Spider-Man. So we'll give you $10 million for Spider-Man. And that's what they did. They gave them $10 million for Spider-Man and passed on the rights to Black Panther, Iron Man, Thor, Captain America, and everything else in the Marvel Universe. Now, upon hearing this story, first off, I gotta say, props to Sony at least for getting Spider-Man for $10 million. I'd say they probably more than made up their fair share off of that deal. But man, how much does it suck for them right now to look at the success of Marvel blockbuster films to realize that some of them are in the $2 billion club? It could have been theirs for a measly $15 million more. Boy, hindsight is a kicker. And speaking of Marvel movies, I want to toss back again to a story we talked about last week about the Black Panther movie. Now, if you're watching this on Friday, February the 16th, the Black Panther movie is officially in theaters. Stop watching this and go see it. But we talked last week about Frederick Joseph, a Brooklyn man who decided to try to make a difference by raising money to send underprivileged kids and other people in underprivileged communities to see Black Panther. Well, it is reported that now he has officially raised $400,000, which I gotta say is probably enough to cover a few movie tickets. Now, I loved the idea and I think it was amazing, but logistically I have to ask, how is he going to distribute $400,000 in the next 4 to 6 weeks? And how's he gonna make sure that it gets to the kids and the people that it's supposed to get to and that people aren't gonna take advantage of it? Love the idea. I think it's amazing, and I hope that he can work out the logistics and maybe team up with some people to make sure that happens, because I think it just blew up way more than he ever thought it would. I mean, $400,000? That is a lot of money. But it speaks to our nerd community that not only do we have big hearts, we wanna make sure that everybody can love the stuff that we love. Another follow-up story to yesterday's nerd news, Joseph covered the fact that they are making a Fury movie starring Michael Fassbender, which is the ultimate 80 action movie. If you haven't seen the Fury short film that debuted online, I'll drop a link in the description. You gotta check it out, it's amazing. So Michael Fassbender jumped on the Fury train, and now Arnold Schwarzenegger.
You want a Turbo Man for Christmas?
Forget it, I'm not gonna sit in your lap.
The Govenator himself, The 80s action star king is gonna be in the movie. So the hype level for the movie just went from like really high to exceedingly high. And while we're on the topic of 80s movies, a trailer dropped yesterday for a movie called Cobra Kai. If you've ever seen the Karate Kid films, you know that Cobra Kai was the gym or the dojo that the evil bad guy from that movie trained at, whose name escapes me right now. Well, this movie takes place 30 years in the future in the same universe, and the Cobra Kai gym is back, as is a lot of the cast from the original film. I'll drop a link to that trailer as well. You can check it out. The trailer was kind of cheesy. Then again, so is the first Karate Kid. It's missing Jaden Smith, so... Did Karate Kid need a sequel? Let me know what you think. And we got another trailer for Ready Player One, which is the Steven Spielberg adaptation of the famous book Ready Player One. Now this trailer comes packed with everything you would expect from a trailer for a movie like this. It's got slowed down renditions of popular old songs. It's got a lot of cameos from a lot of games, and it revealed a little bit more about the plot. I, for one, have never read the books, but I am super pumped about the movie just because they got the license rights to show so many characters from so many different things. And man, what is it with this week and trailers? Like, good night. This is the 7th day of trailer. This is like Trailergeddon or something. It's copyrighted. Don't you use that without giving me credit. Trailergeddon. We got our first real trailer for The Incredibles 2, which takes place after The Incredibles 1 and looks fantastic. The Incredibles 1 is one of my favorite animated films and one of the most underrated animated films of all time, and I can't wait for this one. This trailer centers around Elastigirl being the poster child to bring back superheroes. And I say poster child, but really she's like a middle-aged mom. So she's going off and trying to be a superhero and to reignite people's passion for superheroes while the dad is staying home taking care of the kids, and it is hilarious. Gotta check it out, it's a lot of fun. And surprise! MGM has released a new Stargate series. That's right, fans of Stargate, you have just been dying to see more, and MGM's gonna give it to you. Stargate Origins is a 10-episode series that's gonna take place in canon and is going to drop on Stargate Command, which is an all-access premium service you pay for if you're a Stargate fan. Stargate Origins is an authentic return to the canon that explores a brand new chapter in Catherine Langford's early history surrounding the extraordinary Stargate portal. And the series looks pretty promising. I've never been a big Stargate fan, but I think this is always really cool when a series that hasn't been in production for a while gets more episodes and you can come back and you can check it out. Like, fans of Stargate should be excited, and I hope they are. And in toy news, which we rarely talk about here on the show, but we do have a love for toys here at Nerd News, Toy Fair 2018 is happening right now. There is going to be a ton of news with new toy releases being released over the weekend, but right now we've got an early first look at some DC Collectibles toys that are going to be launching this year. Of course, a big comic topic right now is DC's Doomsday Clock, which is a tie-in to the famous 1980s Alan Moore story, The Watchmen. The Watchmen are kind of being pulled into the DC universe, and so in honor of that, the team at DC Collectibles is making a cool action figure line around The Watchmen. Along with that, we get some classic DC characters like a Batman updated for his new Rebirth costume, Harley Quinn, Black Manta, and more. I'm a fan of the DC Collectibles line because they give a lot of articulation and a lot of accessories with their figures. Now, my two big gripes about the line is that one, there's not waist articulation on the figures, which is kind of lame because you want to sometimes turn the figures to look a different way. They have it on some figures, but not all figures. And secondly, I really wish it had been in a true 6-inch scale because it would go really well with all the other figures I have, like my Marvel Legends and my DC Universe and all those figures. But that's not to say I don't like the line or the figures. I'm very excited, and I'm going to be picking up a good bit of these. And in video game news, this week, Secret of Mana dropped their remake on the PS4. I am over the moon excited about this game. I loved the original Secret of Mana on the Super Nintendo. Though I didn't play it when it came out, I played it many years later. I think it's an amazing game and a top 10 game for sure on the Super Nintendo. So I'm looking forward to playing the PS4's version because the PS4's version completely redid the graphics but kept that core gameplay alive. And guys, that about wraps it up for Nerd News here on February the 16th, 2018. As always, if there's news that we didn't cover that you want to hear about, let us know in the comments below. And if you haven't done it already, go ahead and hit that like button, hit that subscribe button, and we will see you guys after a really fun weekend. I'm Tyler, and you've been watching Super Squad. Nope, that is not it. You've been watching Nerd News. See you on Monday. Peace.